this is Shiley and you're watching Eat Brave Books. Today I'm coming at you guys with some summary recommended reads, and I am so excited to share all of these with you. Some of them are a little more popular and some are totally more underrated. So maybe there are a couple books in here you haven't heard of. I don't know, let me know. Most of these books do take place in the summer, but a couple of them don't exactly, or they take place kind of through the whole year, but they're still kind of light and fun and easy to read during the summer. And make sure to please leave a comment down below letting me know your top summary recommendation for me, and give this a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Alright guys, let's get started. Okay, so the first book I'm going to talk about, it's called My Life Next Door by HUNTLEY FITZPATRICK, and this is about a girl who lives in a home with her mother, and they live a very quiet and chilled out life, kind of, even though they have their own problems going on. And next door is a guy with a really loud and crazy family who always has a lot of fun, and so the girl and the guy get to know each other, and it's about family and relationships and first love, and this is a great book. I read this a couple summers back and I absolutely loved it, and I hope you will too, so definitely give this one a read. The next recommendation I have here is The Distance Between Us by KASIE West, and she is a contemporary author who writes books about kind of broader topics but always kind of puts them in a lighter way. And this book is about a guy who is super rich and a girl who is kind of not, and it's about them getting to know each other, and you know, it talks a lot about class system and how, like, who cares how much money you have because you can be friends with anyone you want and you're still a human being and everything. And yeah, I really like this book. I would definitely recommend you check out any of her books. I know she has a new one coming out. My favorite book by her is actually The Fill-In Boyfriend, but I don't own a copy of that. But The Distance Between Us is also pretty good, so check it out. The next book I have here, I'm gonna guess that some of you may not have heard of it just because I didn't really hear of it until I think I saw it on Book Outlet or something, and I read it last year and it was really good. It's called Magnolia by KRISTI Cook, and this takes place in the South, which I feel like doesn't happen a lot in a lot of the books that I read, which it was really cool. And it's about a girl and a guy whose parents, family, basically everyone in their town want them to be together except them. They really don't like each other, and so this is basically about, you know, forming an unlikely friendship, and talks a lot about family and love and friendship and all that good stuff. And this has a crazy plot twist in it, and I absolutely enjoy this. I think KRISTI Cook is a really unique writer, and yeah, let me know if you've read this because I feel like a lot of people haven't. I've never met anyone who did. So the next book I want to talk about is not super light at all, but it does take place in the summer, and I listened to this on audiobook last summer, and it is one of my favorite books of all time right now. You need to read this. Listening or reading it in the summer just gives you that summery vibe. You know what I'm talking about? So anyway, it's called We Were Liars by LOCKHART, if you couldn't guess already, because I've talked about this so many times. I'm not going to tell you a lot about it just because I think it's better to go into it blind, but basically it talks about this big family and family friends who all go to this like beach house, and they hang out there every single summer, and actually they kind of own an island, I think, or something, and they kind of all live there together, and it's about all the friendships and relationships that they form, and there's drama, and there is the biggest plot twist, and please have a box of Kleenex next to you. It is so good. Definitely a top summer read. If you read anything from this list, please pick up We Were Liars. The next book I'm gonna recommend is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I'm gonna assume that a lot of you have read this just because it's pretty popular and I've heard nothing but great things about it. Yeah, I read this last summer. I really liked it. It's basically about two best friends, and one of them goes missing and the other one is left behind, you know, kind of all alone, like, okay, what am I gonna do now? And she basically finds this letter left behind by her best friend that's a bucket list of all this stuff to do. And so this girl decides, all right, okay, maybe if I do the bucket list, then in some way I can get my friend back. So our main character makes some new friendships, and they basically try to complete the bucket list, and there's a lot of really great character development, especially with the main character. I think that was one of my favorite parts of the story. This is completely and totally a summary read, totally takes place in the summer, and yeah, definitely read this if you haven't. Okay, next I actually want to talk about an author, and her name is Elizabeth Scott. Here are two of her books that I just picked to show you, The Unwritten Rule and Something Maybe. I've never really read a book by Elizabeth Scott that I didn't at least enjoy a little bit. She's a really fantastic author, and she writes mainly contemporary. Some of her books are a little more dark. I haven't read a lot of her super dark ones. Usually I stick with the lighter stuff, but there's always important sadder, I guess, themes weaved into even her happy stories, which I really enjoy. And she was one of the first authors that I just like grew to love so much as a teenager. I started picking up her books some summers back at the library. I definitely think these are really suitable for people in high school. I think even if you're in college, these are just books you can kind of enjoy, but these books really made me want to read more, just really got me even more into reading. And I can't say enough good things. A lot of these, like I said, are really light and summary. I recommend also reading Perfect You. That's also a really fun one by her. And if you do want to try something darker by her, then I would recommend Love You, Hate You, Miss You. But yeah, just give her books a shot. I don't think you'll be sorry. So next I want to talk about The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. And yes, I know, this is a sad story, but it is so summery. It takes place in the summer. It's about a girl named Ronnie and her little brother Jonah who go to live with their father, who they don't really know so well because their parents are divorced. And so they spend one summer with the father, and there's romance in here and a lot of themes about family and love, and it is so good. Nicholas Sparks is a phenomenal writer. I want to say this is the first book I ever read by him, but if you're gonna read something by him and in the summertime, then I would definitely recommend The Last Song. It really makes you appreciate friends and family and everything. Next, I don't think you can really have a summary books recommendation video without mentioning Sarah Dessen. Personally, I've only read like 2 books by her, but I did read this book called This Lullaby, and I really liked it, and I'm just gonna go by word of mouth that Sarah Dessen is probably an author that you want to be reading, especially in the summertime. She writes fun contemporary stories that always have a darker theme kind of weaved into them. I feel like there's kind of a trend here in this video. This book is about a girl named Remy who has a lot of boyfriends and always breaks their hearts. Like, she's not really into love, she's just into having fun and relationships and whatnot. And then she meets this guy named Dexter who kind of makes her question her take, I guess, on relationships. And yeah, this is a really fun summer read, and I really enjoyed this book, so give it a shot. These next books I'm going to talk about are a trilogy, and it's a Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han. We have The Summer I Turned Pretty, It's Not Summer Without You, and We'll Always Have Summer. And wow, this trilogy I read, I don't know how long ago, some summers back, but they made me love reading so much, like so much that I wish that I wrote these books, and they are so phenomenal. It's about a girl named Belly who or Isabella, who kind of goes through this, like, she glows up basically over the year. Like, she like loses her like baby fat and gets rid of her braces, and now she like turned pretty and whatnot. And every summer she goes with her mother to live in a beach house with her mother's best friend and the friend's sons, and so obviously there's gonna be some drama and love triangles and romance and whatnot, but it's done in a really unique way and really enjoyable. And when I read this, I just want to hop into the book like Blue Skidoo, like just hop on in these stories. Like, they are so fun, and I wish I could have lived in that beach house with them and just experienced summer. And read them, man, read these. Lastly, I want to talk about a trilogy that doesn't all really necessarily take place in the summer, and these are fine to read all year round, but I feel like they're just so enjoyable that they'd be really nice beach reads or something, and that's the Anna and the French Kiss series. So we have Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After. This is about 3 different girls who either live in a boarding school or in their hometown, and they have love stories, and basically it's all you really need to know. These are really enjoyable. I'd recommend these. I want to reread them this summer. Let's see. Alright, there you guys have it. That was my summary recommended reads video. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe below if you haven't. Give this video a like and share it with your friends. And click over here to see my last video, and click down here if you want to see my first short film, which is called Ginny. And if you could subscribe to that channel and like the video, I would so much appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts as well. All my social media links are down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!